A very good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Singapore International Cyber Week. This is the signing ceremony for the mutual recognition arrangement on cybersecurity label between BSI Germany and CSA Singapore. I'd also like to take this opportunity to say a very big hello to our virtual audience all over the world. My name is Juliana Yao, and I'm privileged to be your host for today. So, the signing of the mutual recognition arrangement on cybersecurity labels for consumer smart products between the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore and the Federal Office for Information Security of Germany is to mutually recognize the cybersecurity labels issued by both parties. The establishment of this mutual recognition will further promote the harmonization of standards, reduce duplicated testing and costs for manufacturers globally, and lastly, improve market access for consumer smart product manufacturers between Germany and Singapore. Both Germany and Singapore are a few countries in the world who develop respective cybersecurity labels for consumer smart products. Both countries also share mutual interests in encouraging products to be embedded with better cybersecurity provisions, to incentivize manufacturers to make better secure IoT devices, to empower buyers to make informed decisions when buying smart devices, and to reduce duplicated assessments and the cost of compliance. So, this MRA establishment is a testament of both countries' work towards a shared vision for a safer and more secure cyberspace. Before the signing commences, I would like to invite Mr. David Koh, Commissioner of Cybersecurity and Chief Executive of the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore, up on stage for his opening address. Mr. David Koh, please.
Acting President of the Federal Office for Information Security, BSI, Dr. Gerhard Schaup-Hauser, Cyber Ambassador, Dr. Regina Greenberger, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to everyone gathered here, both in person and virtually. The world continues to race towards digitalization, catalyzed by the pandemic that all of us has faced in the last 2 years. Along with it, there has been a rapid proliferation of IoT devices. As these IoT devices facilitate greater comfort, higher quality of life, the pervasiveness and the increased connectivity also brings about greater cyber risks. Many nations, including Singapore, are concerned about the cybersecurity of IoT devices. Singapore has introduced a voluntary cybersecurity labeling scheme. The label provides greater transparency for the device security in an easy-to-understand manner and allows consumers to exercise informed choice. Unlike in the physical world, where we have all cultivated intuitive safety and security habits, like locking the doors of our homes, we lack these instincts in the digital world. For most, we are not digital natives. I myself speak the language, but perhaps with an accent. We do not know how to safeguard ourselves in the digital world. So importantly, beyond product assurance, the IoT cybersecurity labeling scheme is helping to build greater cybersecurity consciousness, to transform consumer mindsets and get them ready for the digital future. We are happy to have partners like Germany, as well as professionals from around the world join us here today, in person as well as virtually, for this significant occasion. Cybersecurity is a team endeavor, and in fact, an international team endeavor. We need to cooperate and work together to deal with our common challenges. We are heartened that several like-minded countries have expressed interest to understand about our cyber labeling scheme better. It shows that we are all facing the same challenges around the world. That is where we strive to collaborate with partners to collectively work together to create, together, a safer cyberspace. I'm honored to represent the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore for the signing of this Mutual Recognition Agreement, MRA, with the Federal Office of Information Security of Germany to mutually recognize the cybersecurity labels issued by the CSA and the BSI. Germany and Singapore are one of the few countries in the world to develop their respective cybersecurity labels for consumer smart products, and I'm glad that we have decided to pursue mutual recognition. Mutual recognition is a result of our mutual interest in encouraging products to be embedded with better cybersecurity provisions, to incentivize manufacturers to make better, secure IoT devices, to empower buyers to make informed decisions when buying smart devices, and to reduce duplicative assessments and the cost of compliance. This MRA is a testament to our shared vision for a safer and more secure cyberspace, to safeguard our digital economies and our digital way of life. While we will continue to work on mutual recognition agreements between countries who have already launched their schemes, we are also getting feedback from industry on their concerns, namely standards fragmentation, duplicative testing across borders, and an increased cost of compliance that hampers market access. To address these industry woes, we have mooted the idea of a universal cybersecurity labeling framework, a UCLF. This is being put up to the International Organization for Standardization, ISO. Is a new proposal with the intention of establishing a universal reference for labeling requirements to harmonize and integrate international standards, making these requirements compatible for mutual recognition, agnostic of whether they are binary or multi-level labeling schemes. On that note, let me now pass the time to Dr. Gerhard Schaub-Hauser, Acting President of Germany's Federal Office for Information Security, who will be joining us virtually from Germany to deliver a few words before we proceed with the signing. Dr. Gerhard, please.
Start with a short presentation of who we are at BSI. BSI, the Federal Office for Information Security, is a federal cybersecurity authority in Germany and the largest governmental cybersecurity agency in Europe with more than 1,500 employees. Our mission at BSI is to shape information security and digitization through prevention, detection, reaction for government, business, and society. In this context, we are aware that the number of devices connected to the internet is growing strongly. There are already enormous IoT devices out there, and their quantity will continue to grow at an increasing pace. Regrettably, the cybersecurity level of many of these devices is quite low. This is not good news, as there are criminal ecosystems out there that stand ready to exploit vulnerabilities and abuse those products, for example, for DDoS attacks. As our lives become more and more dependent on digital infrastructure, this becomes more and more a problem. In this context, one important aspect is that it is often difficult for consumers to find out about the IT security properties of an IT product they want to buy. This is why, towards the end of last year, BSI launched its IT security label. The goal of our label is to create transparency of consumers, making it easier for them to assess the IT security properties of a product and thereby enabling them to come up with an informed decision when purchasing an IT product. So similar to the label of Singapore. Since the launch of the label in December 21, BSI already issued IT security labels for more than 30 products, and this number will continue to increase. It is my deep conviction that advancing cybersecurity requires not only national efforts, but also international cooperation. Hence, I am proud and grateful that today, less than 1 year after launching our national label, we are able to sign this mutual recognition agreement with the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore. The CSA is a highly esteemed partner of BSI in the Indo-Pacific region, and I would like to express my gratitude for the good and constructive cooperation in the process of aligning our national labeling schemes. This mutual recognition agreement will make it more attractive and more cost-effective for vendors to get their products labeled. Thereby, it will contribute to our goal of enabling consumers in Singapore and Germany make informed decisions when purchasing IoT products. Furthermore, it also represents an important impulse for international standardization in this field. So thank you very much for having the opportunity to sign this mutual recognition agreement with you, Mr. Ko, today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shahuza. So now that Mr. David Ko is on stage, we would like to proceed with the signing of the mutual recognition arrangement. What a sight to behold, the collaboration between BSI Germany and CSA Singapore. We managed to get a group photograph there. That looks amazing. Thank you very much, Mr. David Ko and Dr. Gerhard Schapuser. Mr. Ko, you may now take your leave. What a momentous occasion here at the Singapore International Cyber Week. We have now come to the end of the signing ceremony, and the next session will be called Raising the Bar, Building Consensus for Consumer IoT Device Security. That is going to take place at 3:30 in this ballroom, so I'll see you back here in a bit.